Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Paul, Canadian Snowman. We're back with Napoleon. Last time we left off, there was about to be a decisive battle. I hope it was. I'm assuming a decisive battle. Yeah, Napoleon is deep in Russia, and looks like the Russians are about to take a stand, and giant battle. And it says Napoleon's bloodiest day. So that can mean like two things. It can mean like he loses, he just loses in his bloodiest day. He loses, or it's just a very costly victory. And like, I can't see Napoleon backing down. I just like there's no way he's retreating. That I think that goes without being said. He has too much. Like, he's been following the Russians like through Russia, trying to chase him down for a battle, and he's finally got it. And so like he can't back down. Like, it's all or nothing, I believe, for Napoleon right here. I just can't see him like backing down and going like with his tail between his legs. So I cannot see that happening. So it's either utter defeat, or he it's just the bloodiest that he just it's just a lot of casualties. He wins, but at a high cost, and that's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. Is like, I think he wins. I just think it's he barely wins. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. But I'm not sure. I'm excited because we get to see a battle. Like, before, they're chasing him and stuff like that. We didn't get to really see a cool battle, but. And then, I seen a couple of comments saying like, that people were excited for this episode. So, it gets me pumped, man. Like, guys, don't let me down. This better be a good episode. I want to see a great battle, and I'm excited. See Napoleon. Napoleon's been on not a good last couple episodes. Not exactly, hasn't been the Napoleon that we've seen in the first run. Like, he's just on a run, kicking butt left and right. In the last couple episodes, he's been people have been kind of getting the best of him. I mean, like, Spain, he wasn't really there, so I guess can't. But that's still his army down there. And now he's kind of getting a lot of casualties. I think lost like half his men, not even in battle, just because of the terrain and starving and all that stuff. So, like, he cannot afford to run and chase him down anymore. He needs a victory, especially like for morale, of the soldiers and just everything. But it's Napoleon. I think it's time for him to, put his smarts to the test and really, get job done. So I'm expecting a lot from Napoleon in this. It's obviously there's gonna be a lot of death just by the title alone. So. Didn't someone say like it must be like the bloodiest battle in history up until this point? Something like that. I believe I heard that. So, well, bloodiest day. But anyways, guys, enough with my chit-chatting. I'm just get excited and like to kind of like go over stuff before the next video, because kind of helps me, gets myself pumped up, and gets me, I don't know, on the right, I don't know, whatever. Let's just get to the video. Before I do, please hit that like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't yet. I really love these kind of videos, and maybe you guys can continue a journey with me if you guys are new. If you have already been with the journey, continue along some more. Oh man, I sound horrible. Anyways, let's get going. Let's get going.
This Epic History TV video is brought to you by Magellan TV, the documentary streaming service.
Whoa. Terrible. Terrible.
Russia, 1812. Napoleon invades his former ally with the largest army Europe has ever seen. But for the French Emperor, the decisive blow remains frustratingly beyond reach. Russia's resilience is unlike anything he's ever encountered. And as winter closes in, his army begins the most infamous retreat in history.
retreat.
September 1812. 10 weeks had passed since Napoleon invaded Russia with more than 500,000 men. The French Emperor wanted a quick victory over the Russians, one that would force Emperor Alexander to make peace and agree to French terms. But at Vitebsk and then Smolensk, the outnumbered Russian army had narrowly escaped his clutches. The holy city of Smolensk had been virtually destroyed. Napoleon had advanced deep into Russia, and months of marching had left his army decimated by disease and exhaustion. It was now half its original strength, and summer was nearly over. But finally, 70 miles west of Moscow, near the village of Borodino, the Russians had turned to offer battle. Napoleon would have a chance to win the decisive victory that he believed would end the war.
Pulling for you, dude.
In 1812, Napoleon was master of Europe, but his meteoric rise to power had nearly been cut short several times by cannonballs, bullets, even by Madame Guillotine. His early years are brilliantly retold in the drama documentary Napoleon, available now on documentary streaming service Magellan TV, generous sponsors of this video. Magellan TV offers access to more than 2,000 documentaries on history, science, space and true crime, available through your TV, computer, phone or tablet from as little as $5 a month. If you're a history...
I thought that was part of the video. That looked good. I might have to check that out. All right, there you go.
Fan, we think this is a great offer. Thanks to Magellan TV for supporting the channel.
Good, Magellan. So there you go.
The Russian army, commanded by the 67-year-old, one-eyed veteran General Kutuzov, occupied a defensive position across the two main roads leading from Smolensk to Moscow. General Barclay de Tolly's First Army was on the right, its front protected by the Kalatsha River, steep-banked but shallow and easily forded. Prince Bagration's Second Army was on the left, a more open position but reinforced by major earthworks, the Great Redoubt, and what the French nicknamed, for their shape, the Flèche, the arrows. Another forward redoubt at Shevardino was expected to delay the enemy's advance. Historians still dispute the size of the Russian army, but it's likely Kutuzov had around 121,000 men and 680 guns at Borodino.
A lot of men.
On the 5th of September, Napoleon's army began to arrive from the west. Around 130,000 men and 585 guns.
Yeah, that's almost even.
Napoleon quickly saw that the Shevardino redoubt would have to be taken before he could deploy his army, and ordered an immediate assault. The attack was led by Compan's 5th Division of the 1st Corps, supported by the Polish 5th Corps to the south. In several hours of heavy fighting, the redoubt changed hands more than once. But late that evening, the Russians finally withdrew to their main line.
Yeah, they're
The redoubt fell to the French. Its capture had cost them an estimated 4,000 casualties, while the Russians lost around 6,000 men. Napoleon noted how few prisoners were taken, a worrying sign of the enemy's unbroken resolve. Both sides spent the next day preparing for battle.
Moving in.
Marshal Davout, commanding French First Corps and widely considered Napoleon's most able subordinate, appealed to the Emperor to use his corps to make a wide, outflanking attack to the south. But Napoleon dismissed the idea as too risky, and instead began preparing for a massive frontal assault on the Russian defenses.
I don't know about the frontal assault. I kind of like the whole flanking, but I guess the other guys can kind of, because then it might be able to get the other guys out of their defenses. I don't know. But I kind of like, I just don't never like a frontal assault. I just think you're going to get the most casualties that way. I don't know. All right, guys, let's do it.
Shortly after dawn on the 7th of September, Orthodox priests paraded one of Russia's holiest icons, Our Lady of Smolensk, before the Russian army. It was a stirring sight for many devout Russian soldiers, thousands of whom would not live to see dusk. The battle began at 6 a.m. as French batteries opened a deafening cannonade against the Russian defenses. Eugene's 4th Corps advanced on Borodino village, lightly held by Jaegers of the Russian Imperial Guard.
Such a big battlefield.
After clearing the village, his infantry crossed the Kalacha and advanced towards the Great Redoubt, but were driven back with heavy losses. The Russians burned the bridge across the river, but did not launch a counterattack, and Eugene was able to move cannon into the village to put flanking fire on the Great Redoubt. In the centre, Davout's 1st Corps began its advance against the Fleches, coming under heavy fire. While on the right, the Polish 5th Corps, ordered to take Utitsa, got held up in the woods and ravines. Their slow advance allowed Tushkov's 3rd Corps to send a division north to reinforce the Fleche defences. Kutuzov, at his headquarters in Gorky, took little...
I'll pause it for a second. Just look how the scale of this thing. Look, it's just how many miles is that? You think? Because look, there's more guys down here. Jeez, all these reserves back here. No wonder it's gonna get bloody, man.
Quarters in Gorky took little part in the battle, leaving tactical decisions to his subordinates. Barclay and Bagration had spent most of the summer arguing furiously over strategy, but in the hour of crisis, they put their differences aside.
That's what you need to do.
They could see the main French attack was falling on the Russian center and left. So Barclay ordered General Bagavout's 2nd Corps south to reinforce Bagration. Fighting around the Fleche intensified as the French captured one of the earthworks, only to be driven out by a Russian counterattack. Davout himself was injured in the fighting as he fell from his dying horse, but he refused to leave the field.
Wow.
When Russian cavalry counterattacked, Marshal Murat himself led the French cavalry forward to meet them.
Damn. Moving fast.
Ney's 3rd Corps now joined the attack on the Fleche.
Jeez. Oh, pushing back.
A charge by Russian cuirassiers forced Murat to take shelter in a square of Württemberg infantry. Murat, with his flamboyant dress and reckless courage, had now even made a name for himself among the Russians. The Cossacks in particular saw him as a kindred spirit and were eager to capture him alive if they could. To the south, Polish troops now took Utitsa, which the Russians set ablaze before withdrawing. But General Bagavout's reinforcements arrived just in time to shore up the Russian flank. Around 10 a.m., Eugene launched another attack on the Great Redoubt. It was briefly captured by Moran's 1st Division, before his men were thrown out by a ferocious Russian counterattack. The Russian army's 27-year-old artillery commander, General Kutuzov, was killed leading one of these counterattacks. A heroic death, but a blow to the organization of Russian artillery for the rest of the day. Fighting continued to rage around the Flèche earthworks. Some counted as many as 6 major French assaults, involving 45,000 troops, with hundreds of cannons.
I'm sorry, I know this has nothing to do. This is a picture I picked out, like when I just took the title and put it in Google, and this was like the first picture that popped up. So that's the picture I put like right here. There it is. Damn, man, this is the carnage, man. It'd be probably pretty easy to get turned around in battle, man. Like so many people, like which way is which,
6 major French assaults, involving 45,000 troops, with hundreds of cannon on both sides, pouring fire into the packed ranks. More than once, French infantry fought their way into one of the Russian positions, only to be driven out again at bayonet point. Junot's Westphalian Corps was sent forward in support, helping to clear Russian skirmishers from the woods to the south. General Bagration was close to the action, overseeing the defense of the Flèche, leading forward reinforcements and ordering counterattacks. Around 10 a.m., he was hit in the leg by shell fragments. Mortally wounded, he was carried from the field. Shaken by the loss of their iconic commander, the exhausted Russian infantry began to fall back.
Pushing back.
The French finally took the Flèche. Marshal Murat then led forward Friant's division, First Corps' last reserve, supported by waves of heavy cavalry on both flanks. Russian grenadiers formed squares to ward off the French cuirassiers, while their own guard cavalry fought the French in a giant confused melee, with heavy losses on both sides.
I bet.
The Russians resisted doggedly, but the combined onslaught of French artillery, cavalry, and infantry proved irresistible. As the Russians pulled back, Friant's infantry fought their way into the village of Semyonovskaya. The Russian center was in disarray and seemed close to breaking. Surely now was the time for Napoleon to deliver the knockout blow.
I'm sorry, like this is how big this battle is. Like I thought this was like the entire battlefield there for a second. I forgot all about all of this up here. I'm assuming Napoleon's like these guys are pushing in, and they're going to try and flank them and surround them. I'm thinking.
Surely now was the time for Napoleon to deliver the knockout blow.
Do it. Soldiers. The enemy, let's go get killed. Damn.
For most of the day, Napoleon remained at his headquarters near Borodino. Those around him later said that illness, as well as the exertions of the long campaign, had left him tired and irritable. As the Russian center buckled, Murat and his staff urged him to send forward his last reserve, the Imperial Guard. The Emperor refused. If there is another battle tomorrow, he asked them, where is my army? But he did make one exception. Barclay was continuing to move troops from his unengaged right wing to bolster the center. As Osterman Tolstoy's 4th Corps arrived behind the Russian center, French observers feared they were massing for an attack. So Napoleon ordered forward General Sorbier's Guard artillery. His batteries opened a devastating fire on the enemy. Yet even as they were mown down in their ranks, the Russian infantry stood their ground.
Wow.
On the Russian right wing, all remained quiet, so General Platov commander of the Don Cossacks, proposed that he lead an attack on the lightly defended Borodino village.
I didn't see
Permission
those.
received, Generals Platov and Uvarov led a force of 8,000 Cossacks and cavalry across the Kalacha River.
Like, I didn't even notice these dudes are like way up here. It's like they're just waiting for like the right timing. And man, they're gonna be scaring like the hell out of these guys. Like, I'm sure these guys aren't expecting this. All of a sudden, you have like cavalry like just running up from behind. Man, it's gotta be terrifying. Let's see how let's go see how effective it is, right? All right.
8,000 Cossacks and cavalry across the Kalacha River.
Those are those terrifying
They
guys.
fell on French and Italian troops around Borodino with complete surprise, spreading panic and disorder. Grouchy's 3rd Cavalry Corps had to be pulled back across the river to drive off the Russians. Russian commanders saw this raid as a missed opportunity, but it had delayed the next French attack by 2 hours, and may have persuaded Napoleon that he was right to hold back his reserve.
Okay. Damn.
Around 3 p.m., the French launched their biggest assault yet on the Great Redoubt.
Gotta take it.
Russian gunners targeted the French infantry advancing to their front, allowing French cavalry to outflank the redoubt and charge it from the rear.
Gotta be
Saxon cavalry were first in, cutting down Russian infantry and gunners almost to the last man. It was an astonishing feat by the horsemen, against all the rules of war, and testament to the ferocity of the fighting. As Eugene's infantry consolidated their hold on the redoubt, he ordered forward all the available cavalry to exploit this success. But they were met and checked by the last Russian cavalry reserves. Eugene now implored Napoleon to commit the Imperial Guard. But again, the Emperor refused. "I will not destroy my guard," he told his staff. "I am 800 leagues from France, and I will not risk my last reserve." By 5 p.m., both armies were in a state of utter exhaustion.
I bet.
The battlefield was strewn with dead and wounded. Some infantry battalions could muster only a third of their strength. Cavalry could advance no faster than a trot. Gun crews were collapsing with fatigue. As dusk approached, fighting slowly died out across the battlefield.
Damn.
Napoleon and the French army expected the fighting to resume the next day. But by dawn, Kutuzov, having learned the full, horrifying scale of Russian losses, had ordered a withdrawal.
Withdrawal?
The losses on both sides were enormous. Russian casualties are estimated at 44,000. French losses around 30,000, including 49 generals, 12 of them killed. Borodino would prove to be the bloodiest single day of the Napoleonic Wars.
Damn.
The Russian army could not fight another battle until it had received major reinforcements. And so Kutuzov decided that he must abandon Moscow. On the 15th of September, a week after his victory at Borodino, Napoleon entered the city.
Wow.
He would find it virtually deserted, and
He
already
won.
the first fires starting to burn. Thank you to the artists Alexander Averyanov.
So yeah, he wins the battle. What? Like, is that like a big cost? I was kind of right, but I guess I was in a. I didn't think that the Russians would withdraw. I thought they were going to make a stand, and I don't know if that was a mistake for them to back out. I think because but then I don't think it's a mistake because I think the farther that Napoleon pushes into Russia, the better it is for Russians. It's just farther away from France he gets. I think it's the worst, especially now when he's had all these losses. But yeah, wow, and I can't believe he held back his reserves. I guess it makes sense, but I figured he was all in this. Like I figured, like he can't afford to lose this battle. I just don't think he could afford to lose it. Uh, but damn, he got it done, man. There's just so much going on, so much death. Neither side was giving up, man, and neither side would have gave up. They just got exhausted at the end. And they just couldn't push any harder. Like they just couldn't fight. They just physically, they just could not do it. So and then it was getting to be nighttime, and so they had no choice but both sides to back down. And I don't know if Napoleon could have. I guess they saw the numbers. If the Russians stayed, if they could have still taken it, I think it probably would have. I think it would end up being like another stalemate and just another huge bloody day. But you never know. But they're backing down to Moscow, and Napoleon's still going. Napoleon wins that, and they have to win. So I'm assuming we're going to Moscow. All right, where's this playlist? Yeah, Moscow is coming up next. So, damn. So, has any Moscow? I was just thinking, has anyone ever like taken Moscow? Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if the Germans did or not. But yeah, damn. Definitely a great battle. Definitely just a lot going on, and no give up from anyone, man. These guys wanted it. Both sides wanted it bad. It's He won. I mean, Napoleon did it. He won. Uh, I think he just basically won because of numbers in my mind, just because he had a little bit more men. I mean, as far as numbers are, he had more men. So, you know, that definitely helps at the end of the day. And usually I'm surprised because usually the Russians lost more men, but usually the ones that are fortified, you know, and have the cover, they're the ones that usually put the most damage on, the ones who are attacking. So I'm actually kind of surprised that the Russians took the most of the damage. I guess that just shows how great of an army Napoleon has and how well trained they are, and their guns are probably. I'm not sure the difference in guns. Maybe there's a lot better guns and stuff. I'm not sure, but anyways, guys, that was a great battle. Appreciate you guys, sitting along with me and watching it. Then that just seemed to fly by. I think these battles, when it's just a whole battle, like this time just flies by. But anyways, please hit the like and subscribe, guys. Appreciate that. And yeah, another Napoleon's bloodiest day. It's a lot of death, man. It's a lot of death. Man, just imagine you have to bury all those. Like, you can't just leave the bodies there, like burying all those bodies, or you have to burn them. I'm not sure what they would do. I'm assuming bury them. But wow. Nothing. I don't know what else to say, guys. But wow, that was awesome. Uh, And we're on to the next one, guys. On to the next one. Thank you guys for watching once again. I'll definitely catch you guys in future videos. Great episode. Great episode. And of course, Epic History. This is from Epic History. Amazing channel. Amazing channel. I'm gonna make sure I said it before I go. You guys definitely need to subscribe to them. They bring these amazing videos, and yeah. Good job, Epic History, and we're going to continue the ride. We're going to continue to ride Napoleon, and we're going to go down with the ship, man. We're going with Napoleon to the end, guys. So anyways, peace, and we'll catch you guys in future videos.